Good morning, Facebook. Happy snowy, icy, cold morning in Kansas City. It's awesome up in here. I know I love crazy bad weather because it's like forced rest for our family, so I absolutely love it. So we're getting some ice, we're getting some rain, we've got the kids home, everybody's on Wi-Fi. I'm actually doing this Facebook Live from my PC instead of my phone. So when you guys come on, if you'll let me know that you can actually see this, because I don't always trust that, everything's working like it should. Hey guys, I see we have people on the live. Trisha's here. Okay, so we've got comments, and I'm excited to talk to you guys this morning. So we're going to talk this morning about why you saying that you're scared and fear is a lame-o excuse, like lame-o. In the words of my high school boys, you're going to take an L. You're going to take an L. And so that's what we're going to talk about this morning. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Amy. It's weird doing it on the computer in my office, in my home office, instead of doing it on my phone. So it always freaks me out that that it's not going to work. And here we are. All right, listen, guys. So you guys all know, because you listen to me come in here and try to speak to you several times a week, you all know that I get to coach so many amazing business women. We've got 700 and something in one group and 350 in another group. So I've got 1,000 people I'm talking to on a monthly basis about their business. And I want to tell you that fear is a common theme. Okay, fear is a common thread amongst all entrepreneurs. And the reason is we don't have PDOs. We don't have a 401k match. We don't have the security of an increase in salary next year if you hit this or whatever. Okay, so when you're an entrepreneur, and I would love to know if you guys are that are listening here today, if you would say hello, and thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh, we just had a huge bump in people viewing, so thank you. I would love to know if you yourself are an entrepreneur, because the thing is, when you're truly an entrepreneur and you're self-employed and you're doing this gig all by yourself, you got to be able to prod yourself. You got to be able to put your own PDOs on your calendar. You got to be able to give yourself your own raise, okay? And which ends up causing a lot of fear and anxiety in some people. And so a lot of times people are like, I ain't even gonna start. Like, I'm just not even gonna start because I'm scared. Let me tell you some of the common things that I've got here, okay? Common I'm scared statements that I've heard just in the last few weeks, okay? Whether it's on my Facebook page, you guys responding to emails, people responding to my podcasts, or in my coaching groups, okay? So I wrote some of them down. I'm scared I'll fail. I'm scared no one's going to buy from me. Would you guys be honest enough to let me know if you can relate to any of these? I'm scared about what to charge, and I'm scared to raise my prices. That's a good one, especially for us creatives. I'm scared to quit posting in my Facebook group and start posting on a business page like you've told us. And if you don't know why, talk to me later. There's a lot of reasons. Quit posting in groups. Brands don't care about groups. Book deals don't care about groups. Your local television station doesn't care about how many people you can get in a group. And you're going to tell me, but nobody sees anything on the Facebook feed. Well, you're doing it wrong. So let me teach you how to do it right. Okay, so another thing, I'm scared of hiring people. I'm scared that somebody is going to steal all of my ideas from me. And I'm scared we won't going to make any money. Okay, can anybody relate to any of those? Will anybody be honest enough that they'll say, yeah, I totally right there. Okay, so when I was writing these down, was my aha moment that I want to pass along to you, okay? I want to drop this aha moment in your lap, in your belly, for those of you who are also saying, I'm scared about starting a business, about growing a business, about trying new things in your business, whatever, okay? All of those statements. Scared I'm going to fail. I'm scared nobody's going to buy from me. I'm scared to raise my prices, whatever. I want you guys to, what is the common word in every single one of those statements? It's I. Here's the problem. When you are consumed with fear and I'm scared stuff, you're focusing only on you. It's actually okay, I'm going to say this with all the love and tenderness in my heart, but some of you guys need a good booty kick here to start January, okay? You need just a little swift kick in the pants, okay? Okay? You ready for it? Brace yourself. It's selfish. It's selfish. Because you think that you can only do the next thing with starting a business, or do the next thing in your already business, or take the next right step if and when you feel comfortable. And I'm going to tell you guys, it is not going to happen. If you are waiting until you feel really good and secure and like this is going to work, baby, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You are so focused on you and your emotions that you're forgetting that you have responsibilities. You have responsibilities. And I'm going to talk to you about those responsibilities. I can tell you this. What you focus on and what you feed is what's going to grow. So when you're sitting and you're thinking about all the reasons you can't and all the reasons you're scared and all the reasons this could probably go sideways, all of those things like manifest themselves and grow bigger. It's kind of like, have any of you ever talked to your parents now that we're grown-ups, right? And like I'll say to my mom, who I love and adore, I'll be like, Mom, remember that time, yada, yada, yada. And she was like, I don't remember that at all. That's not how that went down, Jennifer. And I'm like, yes, it is, Mom. How do you not remember that? Like, blah, 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 you and Dad, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, Jennifer, that's not what happened. You are way exaggerating that. And I'm thinking, I ain't exaggerating that. Well, I focused on it. I fed it. And so that thing's become bigger than it really was. Do you know what I mean? When you switch your focus, and thank you guys for sharing. And I hate it that Facebook has quit showing, like when Caitlin Johnson shares. That way I could actually say, Caitlin, thank you, bless you. But some of you are going to need to listen to this later. So if you'll share it to your personal profile now, you can go back and listen to it, okay? And you don't have to search for it. But if your focus would switch from, I'm so scared, to I'm here to serve, everything would change for you. Because then you take the focus off me. It's all about me. It's all about me. When am I going to be comfortable? When am I going to feel secure? When is this going to feel right? When is, all that jazz. To, I have a responsibility to serve the people in my world through my business, through the gifts God's given me, through my creativity, through my talents, whatever. Listen, I'm not talking about just serving the people on your Facebook page either. How many of you saw my post last night on my Facebook page with Angela Harrington's 8-year-old daughter, who sat and listened to my Facebook Live the day before yesterday on how to get your first 1,000 followers on Facebook, and she took notes. She's 8, and not only did she take notes, you guys, she took good notes, okay? She took good notes. Then she approached her parents and was trying to work out a deal with them about how she could help them with their social media and get a portion of the proceeds. She's 8, you guys. If you don't think that little girl has not been watching her mother, Dad too, but I'm going to say mother here because I know Angela personally. If you don't think that little girl has not been catching stuff from her mom. Listen, some of you with kids, you want to talk to your kids about, honey, you go to school and you be brave. You do all the things you're scared of, baby girl. Son, you got to be brave in this world, but you're sitting at home, clicking your finger, sucking your thumb about you're scared to go ahead and try to follow your dreams and do what God's put on your heart. You're a hypocrite. I love you, but that is the truth. Angela's daughter has caught that from her mom. So you have a responsibility, some of you. When you have kids at home who are watching what you're doing, it can't all be about you and I'm so scared. Your kids need to see you do it anyway. Okay? Serve your kids in that way. One of the very best things, you're spending all this money on Johnny's soccer lessons and Sally's piano, and what will serve them most in life is to see their mother step up. That's what will serve them better than a piano lesson. I'm not saying I'm doing it right, but I'm saying I'm trying my darndest. Serve your kids. Serve your spouse. Listen, if you could paint a buffet for $600 a month and cover the light bill and your car payment, and your husband wouldn't have to lay awake sleepless every night because he's freaking out about, stress, and hopefully he makes whatever things he's supposed to at work, and so he doesn't lose his job or whatever. If you can take some of that pressure off him, but I'm scared nobody's going to buy it. Nope. This gets me heated up. Friends, I'm telling you, quicker than anything. That is not an excuse. It does not fly. You have a responsibility to the person you're married to as well. You've got a gift. You can monetize it. Figure out how to do it. Figure out how to do it. Single mamas, God bless you. Every time Mr. Magic goes out of town, thank God it's not very often, I think to myself, how do you do it? Bless you. It's so hard. You single parents, you deserve just all the medals and all the things. I think there's a special place in heaven for you. And it's a tough road to hoe. I cannot imagine doing it. But I bet you, if you will dig deep into the giftings that God has given you, there are ways for you to make money doing those things. Some of you don't want to have to leave the house to make money. Do you understand what the internet has done for us as creatives, for us as small business owners, for us as dreamers and entrepreneurs? The internet changes everything. I have been able to stay home with my kids for almost 17 years with my business. And for the last 4, do nothing but just sit right here. We're on a snow day today. Guess what? Mom's working for a little while. I've got this. I've got an interview. I'm being interviewed in another coaching group, which I'm super excited about. And my kids are going to be fine for an hour or two. They're going to be on their devices anyway. They're going to be wanting to hang out with their friends anyway. Do not fall for the lie. Okay, moms, write this down. There was a time, thank you for saying that, Ellen, virtual assistant. I'm preaching, sister. There was a time when I believed the lie, and some of you may have done the same thing, that the mom who spends the most hours with her kids every day is the best mom, and that's BS. That's BS. You can be a stay-at-home mom and have a side hustle. You can stay home and raise your kids and make some cash. You can stay home and be with them the majority of the time. But the majority of America sends our kids to a preschool at some point anyway. You can do something during that time. Get in your gym time. Get in your grocery shopping. That's fine. Now get in a couple hours of work too. Okay? You being scared does not fly with me. You have a Facebook community. If you have already got a Facebook page, how many of you on here already have a business Facebook page? First of all, kudos. Kudos. If you have a business Facebook page, you already have an audience. And the Bible says, to whom much is given, much will be required. If you have been given an audience at all on social media, I don't care if you've only got 10 Facebook followers, that's an audience of 10. You have a responsibility to serve them. That means serving them with giving them value, giving them encouragement, teaching them what you know, helping them get from point A in their project or life to point B. That's your responsibility. You have a responsibility. That's biblical. To whom much is given, much will be required. God's given you a platform, you better serve. You better serve. Do you guys remember when I interviewed Jen Hatmaker on my podcast last year? One of my favorite podcast interviews. And what she said to me was so profound. I want some of you to write this down, okay? Because it kind of shifted something in my mind when Jen said this to me. She said that she had a meeting one day with like her team, like her publicist and blah, blah, blah. And Jen had been, I think, I would have to go back and listen to her own words, but playing a little small. Okay, dumbing down some of her talents, playing it really safe. And one of the people on her team, I can't remember if it was a publicist or whatever, looked at her and said, Jen, when are you going to show up for your own life? And she said that day, that makes me want to cry, everything changed for her. And some of you need to hear that. The I'm scared, they don't matter. Nobody is out here doing this feeling so confident that everything's going to be successful. Listen, okay? Listen. Because I think some of you are under the misconception that even I am super confident. No. So I've got all these people, right, that I get to coach every month. You know, my inner circle's got over 700 business owners in there. It's fantastic. I love it. Well, I was wanting to start a mastermind. I've been a part of a mastermind for over 4 years. I've been in masterminds. And I wanted to start one. I had no idea if anybody would sign up for it. This is a $12,000 program. I don't know. Who is anybody going to invest that kind of time and money for me to lead? I don't know. It's one thing to offer a $47 project or program. It's a whole other thing for $12,000. But this was why I did it. I was scared. I wasn't sure if I would have only one person sign up. I had 2 people though that asked me. They asked me, if Damon's on here, Damon, you're one of them. If you start a mastermind, I'm in. Will you start a mastermind? We're in. And I'm like, gosh, they keep asking and I just don't know. Am I smart enough to lead it? What if we get in there and they hate me? What if nobody signs up? What if it's big flat flop? What if a big fat fail? You all know that's my BFF thing in here. And I started it anyway. And you guys, we have 18 people signed up for that. 18. My job was not to sit and figure everything out and make sure every possible thing I was secure and confident about before I launched it. My job was to serve the people who are already my clients. And for you, that is a lot of your responsibilities as well. And what a sweet comment. I don't know if I'm the perfect person to lead a mastermind, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think that when you switch your thinking from yourself, I'm scared, I don't feel ready, I don't know, to, I've got people to serve here. I've got an audience to serve. I think then that everything switches in your mind, okay? Because fear doesn't excuse you from your calling. Somebody write that down. Somebody tweet that. Somebody make a meme. Fear doesn't excuse you from your calling. I think, I'll even go this far and say this. I think often the things that we are terrified of the most in our business or about starting a business or whatever is actually what God's wanting you to do. I'll go that far because he doesn't want you to live in that place of obsessing over what could go wrong. That's what faith's all about. That's what faith's all about. I think that there's a healthy fear that keeps us from walking into a building that's on fire, right? But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you're using excuses as to why you're not doing something that you kind of think you're supposed to be doing. You guys have heard me say this because different people will say, how do you know? How do you know what you're supposed to do? Okay, well, I get God nudges all the time. This is what a God nudge feels like. And you guys already, I don't care if you're a Bible believer or not, you already know what I'm talking about. Do you remember, how many of you middle 40-somethings here, how many of you remember when you were in the 7th grade? And there were dances at school, right? There were dances at school. And there was somebody that you wanted to ask to dance, but you were terrified. And your best friend kept nudging you. Just, come on, Jennifer. Come on, girl. Do it. Do it. That's a God nudge. Okay? It feels the same thing as your best friend Donnie Sue in 7th grade at a dance. That's a God nudge. Listen to that thing. Listen to that thing. And you may have asked that knucklehead to dance, and he may have said yes. And then you were like, oh, I rock. That could happen in your business. Or you may ask that knucklehead to dance, and he says no. And then you're like, and he's a knucklehead. And you know that that wasn't what you were supposed to be doing. Whoop, whoop, Cassie. All right. I saw this saying the other day, and I wrote it down so I could tell you guys what it was. The saying is that fear makes the wolf bigger than he is. And I thought, how true is that? How true is that? If you guys will quit focusing on yourself and start focusing on the people you have to serve, your kids, your spouse, your online community, people in your community that you actually live in, everything's a change. Everything could change right there. Bless you. All right, let me see if I can read some comments and respond to a few of you here. Okay, Sharon says she can go live, but she has a fear of asking people to join her business. Okay, Sharon, that happens with a lot of us because it's easy to serve, right? It's easy for me to put ideas on how to decorate your home on Facebook. It's easy for me to put a post on last night about how blush pink is taking over the decorating world. It's harder for me to sit down and post. And here's where you can join my Paint Finish of the Month group if you would like. And here's the link. That's human nature. That's human nature. But the truth is, you either have to learn how to start asking for money or you'll starve. That's the truth. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, because otherwise you're going to have to go back to a desk job. And I hate to tell people that, but that's honest to goodness the truth. Part of owning your own business is saying, and this is the price. Yes, I would love to paint your room, and this is the price. Yes, I can make you a wreath like you just saw on Etsy, and this is the price. Yes, I can write blog posts for you, and this is the price. Whatever, you fill in the blank. That's part of being an entrepreneur, is putting a price tag on things, is understanding what you're worth and pricing it that way and not apologizing. Deb, you completely missed the heart of this entire Facebook Live. Completely. And if you think that I haven't had any tragedy in my life, you are absolutely wrong, but I love you anyway. All right. Fear doesn't excuse you from your following. That's absolutely correct. Angelica says she feels guilty for not working hard enough and contributing to the household, and she's staying home for your babies. Angelica, there are seasons for everything. Of course there's seasons for staying home with your babies. I stayed home with every one of mine. I never went back to work after, so I had a day job and got laid off for that, started my painting gig, and then had Noah, and I never went back to work every day after that, ever. I stayed home with all of my kids. What I'm saying is sometimes there's people that use their kids as an excuse as to why they can't, when God's asking you to do both. Or people already have kids in school and they're still like, well, when they're out of, maybe when they're out of middle school, or well, when they leave home one day, and they're constantly putting it off. For those of you who are interested in starting a business, let me tell you this, there will never be a perfect time. There will never be a perfect time. Do you remember when you were trying to figure out when should we start having babies in our marriage? And there was never a perfect time. Same thing with a business. Same thing with a business. There will never feel like a perfect time. There's always going to be life. There's always going to be stuff. There's always going to be the minivan that's broke down. There's always going to be, you want to go, on a 2-week long vacation to see your grandmother this summer, and then you're going to have to step away from your business. There's always going to be that stuff. There will never be a perfect time. So stop delaying obedience because you're not comfortable. I'm telling you what, obedience should trump fear every day of the week for you, both in your life and in your business. And here's what's really interesting to me. When you stretch yourself in your personal life to do things that you're not comfortable with, to do things that feel awkward. Let me give you a good example. When I was 39, I went with my friend Christy and I watched some women compete in a triathlon. And I thought to myself, I want to do that, except there's one little problem. I can't swim, okay, at 39. I'd never stuck my head underwater without plugging my nose. All right. And I felt God leading me to learn how to swim and do triathlons. I know it sounds crazy. I don't care. My job is not to explain away my crazy. Okay. My job is to exhort you guys and encourage you to take the next right step. So I went ahead and signed up for a triathlon, and I hired a swim coach, and I had the crap scared out of me for about 6 months straight. And you want to know what? Every time I got braver with a swim, every time I got braver with putting my head underwater, every time I got braver and my kids saw mom doing something that, I'm sitting there telling my kids, you have to learn how to swim, putting them in swim lessons. Be a swimmer. Don't be your mom. And sucking my thumb in the corner when I have to finally put my head underwater for the first time. I mean, it's so hypocritical. Why are we trying to teach our kiddos one thing and we ain't doing it, moms? I can't be harping at my kids, you need swim lessons, when I couldn't swim. So I'm telling you that when I started really being obedient in my personal life and doing things that really scared the daylights out of me, honestly, terrified of swimming. The fact that I've now done 10 triathlons is nothing short of a miracle. Okay. But it's because I was willing to still do it afraid. And when you will start doing stuff in your personal world, it will show up in your business and vice versa. I think that people live under this misconception of, I need to keep my tidy little business over here and my tidy little life over here. And the truth is they are constantly doing this and intersecting. And when you're, disciplined in one area, it shows up in another. An example I gave in my inner circle the other day is when you are really disciplined, there's many areas of your life where you can be disciplined or undisciplined. Okay. So if you need some discipline in your business and you become more disciplined there, you'll automatically get more disciplined in your eating. You'll automatically get more disciplined in your finances. You'll automatically get more disciplined in your time management and how you're doing things. And so if you're needing an area of discipline in one area of your life, make sure you're showing up, disciplining the other areas too, because it all carries over. All carries over. So bless you guys. Yes, Raven, absolutely. No one is up in here doing it with 100% confidence or guarantees. We're all doing it afraid. Every one of us is just trying to take the next right step. So last night was laying in bed, and the Lord just dropped this in me that this is what he wanted me to talk about on my Facebook Live this morning. So I know in my knower that this is for someone, even if it's just for one woman that just listened to this Facebook Live, that makes my whole day. So, Kirsten Sundell, thank you. I will tell you, Kirsten, text me and I'll tell you where I just got it, because it was totally just on clearance. Okay, here's this true story. Don't judge. I bought it back for my in-person mastermind in Kansas City in October, and then I made the mistake of washing it and shrinking it. And so I was like, oh. So I gave it to my mother, who is just a smaller, she's just a fun-sized version of me. She's just the tiniest, petitest little thing. And of course, it fits her perfect. And so then I had to go back and reorder my original size. And when I went to do that, I'm like, score, it's totally on clearance now. So Kirsten, text me. So, all right, bless you guys. You're amazing. If this was for you, I sure hope that you'll leave me a comment and let me know, and that you'll share it. I appreciate you guys so much. So bless you. I'll be on here again tomorrow, and you guys enjoy the rest of your snow day. All right, bye-bye.